Welcome to the Dr. Desnia show. Welcome. And of course, if this is your first time of joining me, I'm glad that you're here. This is where I provide resources to help SMEs thrive, and of course, is SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises. Now, this platform is actually the information I provide on this platform is for informative and educative purposes only. It's important for you to work with a professional. And if you don't have a professional or a CPA working with you, please come on down. That means that give us a call. All right. And of course, you can, go to that website, my website there. And of course, um, navigate onto that website. I'm missing direction, so forgive me. And then go to my CPA website and then actually set up a consultation. All right. So awesome. Now let's jump right into it. I have another interesting topic, and today is compliance issues, highlighting a few compliance issues, how to handle those compliance issues. Um, a lot of things have been happening, and sometimes I get calls from clients, or I observe some things, and I feel that is important for me to highlight a few of these of what's going on with clients, and of course generally because I do get the calls too, and also to highlight some new stuff, new things that have come out, and of course finally making sure that you are compliant. Now I know that I will be surprised if you're not one of those that have, if you have not received a call. I will say if you have, I'll be surprised if you have not received a call regarding the employee retention tax credit. It's calls coming in every time, and I mean very very legit credit. So I'm not, of course, this credit exists, but the problem I have is that when um you receive these calls, they promise you so much. Oh, I'm going to get you this amount of money. I'm going to get you this amount of money. And that's very unfortunate because nobody can just sit down and say that I'm going to get you this amount of money without seeing the records or seeing how to apply. I mean, no, they know how to apply, but seeing what you have to apply for, right, is a retention credit, meaning that you have to have employees, right, to have that retention credit. Now, I've heard cases that, people will call and tell you that they're going to get you up to this and up to that. And because of that, there's been fraudulent cases. And unfortunately, ignorance is not an excuse, right? You can't say you did not know. Even if and I'm talking to business owners, even if somebody picked up the document and just said, you know what, I'm going to, when I say picked up your payroll documents, I'm going to file for you. If they created false, misleading documents and they send it to the government, which is the IRS in this case, unfortunately, you can't say you did not know. And because of so many fraudulent issues related to the ERTC, which is Employee Retention Tax Credit, IRS is now going after not only the preparers, but the companies that actually, authorize these or these people, these companies, the business owners that authorize these various companies to prepare these documents to claim that refund. And again, if you're okay, if the person, did it well, that's not a problem. But for the Internal Revenue Service to actually put it out there that they're going to pursue criminal and civil, charges against these people, including the companies, then that's really huge. So I would say that if you're not sure, I mean, if you think that something is funny, please contact the person that filed those returns for you and immediately get that withdrawn, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in trouble. If you're not sure of the people calling you and you sending documents to them and they're filing things that you're not sure of, please, it's better for you to be safe than sorry, right? When I saw that publication, I just said I'll mention it in one of my programs. I saw it not too long ago, and I said I'm going to mention it. And so please make sure you know what's going on when it comes to the filing of the ERTC, right? Employment Retention Tax Credit. Okay, that's one side. There's another another document that's required, right? That is just the government just required that. I believe that is the financial crime enforcement it's a government agency that says that you have to actually fill out a BOI form, which is telling us who owns the business, right? The officers, the owners of the business, and is required. And so this is something that is new. It just, I mean, and the deadline is just fast approaching. I'm mentioning this because a lot of times people say, you know what, I I've been filing my, for my company, I'm filing it on my own, my business information on my own. It's very important for you to understand that there are some information that is expected from the government, and that's one of them. There, of course, there could be various depending on your industry. I just felt that it's important for me to give you that one, especially to explain to you that, okay, now the that form is a new form that is required and is expected to be completed. And for those companies that existed before January 1st, 2024, if you, I mean, the due date is fast approaching and is really huge when it comes to the downside, which is the huge downside is the punishment, the penalties, right? If you do not submit that form, right? You could even get into jail term. You don't want that to happen to your company. And so that's one of the highlights there, the BOI form that is actually required. And some of these forms is important for you to link up with a professional. Why do I stress professionals here? It's because depending on this, I'm just telling one form that is actually out there, right? And we know that you can't your defense cannot be, I didn't know, right? It's important to work with a professional, a CPA, so that anything like this happens, anything that comes out, you will take, it will be taken care of. Those forms, those tax forms, be taken care of, right? So that the penalties will not come onto you because, again, depending on the company, the type of business structure you have. So those penalties will not fall back on you, right? So I will stress here that this, again, I just mentioned one of the compliance forms that is required. It's important for you to work with a CPA to make sure that all those forms, everything that is out there is taken care of. All right. And of course, please be careful when you receive phone calls. Check who is calling you. As people have, there are cases that people have come to me after the fact when they realize that the person that called them to say that they could do the work actually did it incorrectly. And guess what? Who got in trouble? Not the person that said they can do the work, not the people that said they can do the work or they could do the work. Is a business owner. So you don't want to be in that position. Anybody that comes to you, of course, you can use anybody. Make sure you're checking the credentials. Make sure it's not just what they say. Sometimes it's good to even check referrals, just making sure, okay, what's happening, not only what is being said, oh, I can do this, I can do that. All right, because you never know. All right. So that's generally what I wanted to share today, really handling compliance. We could go on and on regarding compliance issues, but I just felt that this is important for me to raise, for you to really sit back and check. And again, going back to the employee retention tax credit, if somebody has filed it for you and you are not sure that there was nothing funny there. If you're not sure, that you say, oh, maybe there was, maybe there was not. There's something that IRS does, which is very good. If you come forward and say, oh, there was a mistake, or something like that, and get that withdrawn or something, it's better for you as opposed to them realizing that, yes, this is wrong. You went through it and you're expecting money that is wrong, is not for you because it was calculated incorrectly. So you don't want to fall into that that arena. You don't want to be in that area. All right. So the long and short of it is, be vigilant. Make sure that you know who's calling you to do the work. Also make sure that you're finding out what is out there. I always say that the most important thing is for you to concentrate on your business, do well. But if you need help with the other aspect with making sure your business is compliant in the other areas, right? Which is the accounting, tax, and all those good stuff, management, finance, and you need a one-stop shop, of course, we're here. All right. So thank you so much for being here today. And have a wonderful evening or time, wherever you are, morning, afternoon. Uh, and just want to emphasize, restate here that, of course, this is for informative and educative purposes only. And if also want to end by saying that that if you want your business to thrive, right, you have to be intentional.